Yo, 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 how y'all coming? First and 23, let's get it. It's been a little while, but I'm back. We got some NBA talk, a little NFL, but we got the playoffs starting here. Golden State with a win yesterday over to Memphis. Great game, by the way, great game. The Warriors were leading at one point by, I think, almost 20, something like that. And Memphis just never gave up. They kept fighting. It went to the end. Jimmy buckets. Playoff Jimmy. Play in, play off Jimmy. Don't matter. He showed up when we needed him, man. Almost dropped a 40-piece McNugget on their head. You feel me? Curry being Curry. Curry, look, you see the poster right there. You see him right there. Stephen, don't look at me. Steph, hold on. You feel me? Greatest shooter ever. Arguably the best point guard ever. I love Magic. It's between those two at this point. If you did a starting five all time, most people would put in Steph just because the shooting ability, especially in context of today's game. Gotta go with Steph. One of the best players I've ever seen. But yeah, we'll be talking about a couple NBA players, Jokic, Lukas, Steph. I'm gonna go over my top title contenders. I'm gonna do some of my awards for NBA. And I might do a running back list today, but that's really it. Just quicker episode. NBA, little NFL talk, WNBA. Paige, the GOAT. Shout out UConn, shout out Paige. Straight from Minnesota, you feel me? The GOAT. Next up. Well, let's get started, shorty. Let's just hop right into it. I'm going to start with Jokic. And, he's an all-time great. And I think he might be the best player I've ever seen. Right after I was done talking about Curry. I think Curry was one of my first favorite players. My first favorite player was Kobe mainly, and Dirk, and a little bit T-Mac and Gilbert. But my favorite players really are Kobe, Dirk, Steph Curry. And those are really my favorite players off the top. Kobe, Dirk, and Steph. Jokic necessarily isn't one of my favorite, but I've turned into, because last year a lot of my friends and people I talk to, people I be around, they don't give him his credit. They don't say that he's the best in the planet. I've been saying he's the best in the planet for like 3 years. People still today try to say like Luka, so I basically turned into a Jokic defender, saying he's the best player for like 3 years now, and I kind of turned, I do like him. I'm a fan now, but that's not one of my favorite players. That would be Kobe, Dirk, a little bit T-Mac and Gilbert, but Kobe, Dirk, Steph. And I liked Paul George for a while, but he upset me, man. He just had some ups and downs. But so yeah, Jokic, he's probably the best player I've ever seen, along with Stephen Curry, LeBron, and Kobe. He's right up there with them. And that's not necessarily my greatest players of all time or my best players of all time list. Let me know if y'all want that. I could do that. I could drop that. I could make that. But in terms of just the best players I've ever seen, like I've watched off the top, Jokic, Steph, peak LeBron, Kobe. And yeah, Jokic, he's amazing, man. Just the way he can impact the game. It's kind of like Steph. I said this because that's my favorite player, so people, whatever, but people talk about the gravity of Steph and how that's what makes him and I agree, that's what makes him even crazier than ever, is because he can impact the game off ball, one of the best off ball players ever. The gravity and attention he commands by moving off ball and just always being on the floor. He's a threat to shoot, threat to kill you. You even seen in the game yesterday, when he gets the ball and you have a late closeout, one little fake, you're going to just be flying because, you're scared as heck of him to shoot. So that shooting ability makes him even more deadly off the dribble and just a threat because you 1 second late, and he's so good at moving off ball. I was going to bring up myself, but that does not matter. It's kind of like a receiver on the basketball court. He's just always moving. I move a lot too, but then he gets open, he gets the ball, you're flying, you're off your feet. He's always got an advantage, And I feel that kind of like Jokic, not in the same way, but from the fact that he can impact the game from so many ways. Screening, off ball, post up. No shot in basketball is more efficient or action than a Jokic post up. You got those hooks and floaters are just unguardable. He's too big. post, step through, like, it's just nasty. Like, and he's so skilled. He's shooting the 3 ball well now, too. So it's like, that's not a weakness. Like, he's deadly. He's putting up numbers we've never, ever seen before. Like, consistent triple doubles. Like, and it's not just like the numbers, it's the way, it's the impact. You could watch and see, like, his playmaking is, he's the best passer in the league. Hallie, LeBron, a couple others up there, but he's clearly the best passer in the league. One of the best rebounders in the league. One of the best scorer in the league. Yes, Shea and Luka get up there, a couple other guys, but Jokic, in terms of efficiency, getting to his shot, getting what he wants, post game, he can spot up two, he can hit a 3, creation, best scorer in the league. Best, and if you're talking strictly offensively, then Jokic is probably the best. I agree with what Nerd Sesh be saying. He's probably the greatest offensive player ever. And a lot of people will hear that and be like, whoa. But, like, I agree. I mean, there's obviously others. LeBron, Magic, Jordan, Steph, Kobe, KD. But Jokic is up there. Purely offense, he's one of the best players I've ever seen. And just one of the best players overall I've ever seen with Steph, Kobe, LeBron. And, yeah, the way he can just impact the game, like, without the ball, too. Like, he can impact the game literally by just standing up straight. Because he's so big, he's so wide, he's so huge. He can literally just walk in front. You have the ball, he walks in front and just stands up, and he's in the way. He literally he don't even need to be setting a screen. It is a screen, but he doesn't need to be in screen formation. He can literally just walk and stand, not even face you, and just be effective. Because you go around that, they got to fight to go through him. And him standing, like, sideways is, like, the same as me standing like this, setting a screen. He could stand sideways and cover that same ground. And so, yeah, cutting, screening, off ball, them passes, like, I could explain it better, but he's just unstoppable. 3 ball, give him the ball, you double him, he's going to make a play. So it's just like he is literally unguardable. There's literally nothing you can do. One-on-one posts, taking him every time. There's some players who can give him trouble, but it's just like anybody. Like, yeah, they can give him trouble, but there's no stopper. There's no one who can really stop him. He's going to get his... It's just, can you make it a hard 30? Or is it just going to be easy? Like, give him the ball in the post. He's going to do some. He can play off ball. He can spot up. He can literally impact the game by just standing up straight. If you give him the ball in double, he's going to make the play. He can make all the passes. Great outlet passer. Offensive, defensive rebounding. There's literally like no hole in his game. Touch, floaters, it's just efficiency. Nobody like him. As a big man. Besides Kareem, it's like the most talented, best center ever besides Kareem. And yeah, there's Shaq. Shaq, Hakeem, Wilt, there's a bunch of great all-time centers. But me personally, just with the skill and offensive talent, he's one of the best centers players. He's not necessarily a top 10 player all-time yet, but very close. Steph is a top 10 player. And I think he could be like what Shaq said. How Shaq was like, Steph deserves to be in the GOAT convo. It's not even the fact, like, that may not be true. Steph may not be in the GOAT convo. But the fact that you got Shaq on TV saying that, that's quite the feat alone. Like, that's how good he is. And I think Jokic could get to that point. And I feel a little bad for him with the firing the coach. Because it's just like, it seems like he's so good, they always have a chance. Like, I'm kind of still high on them, but it's just like the West is so talented and deep, and they're good, but there's just something missing. Like, you need Jamal Murray to be like on his game and healthy. You need everyone to just be on their game, and it doesn't look too good for the Nuggets. Like, and I wouldn't say it's his fault. Him alone, it's like you can't knock what he's doing. Like, he makes everyone better. Like, there's only so much he can do. He's so great that they got a chance regardless. Like, I don't know who I'm going to pick in that series. I'm going to probably do some pickings just off the top, like, for some fun. But, yeah, like if he could just add more rings to his resume, that's the part. Like, if he just can win more rings, he's going to be up there. He could be in that same type of atmosphere. And, I'm just saying this as, like, someone who, like, follows it and, like, loves the game. Like, Steph Curry being my favorite player, Jokic doesn't necessarily isn't my favorite player. I'm not going to just say, oh, he could get up there with him, I'm saying this because I really believe that. Curry's the better, like, overall all-time player. He's a top 10 player. Jokic isn't there yet, but Jokic is still at that age. Like, that's the thing with him, like asking out maybe, but that's not really his thing. People know that. That's not really his style. He's not the type of person to demand out. But I don't know. It's just kind of like he's so great. I want to see him win at least one more ring. Like I hope he gets one more ring before he retires. I don't know how or what, but it'll be fun to watch his journey because he's so good. They always got a chance. Probably not gonna win the title this year, but they got a chance. Thunder, Lakers, Golden State, Nuggets, Clippers can win it too, but Kawhi just has to stay healthy, and we know how that goes. I think it was 2 years ago, around 420, we're in LA. I think Clippers were up 2-0 on the Suns, and we're like, oh yeah, game 3, we found some tickets, and we're there. We go to the game. A day before, we buy the tickets. And then like the day of, Kawhi, I'm hurt. I'm out. Rest of the series. Paul George is already out. So instead of watching Book, Kevin Durant, Kawhi, Paul George, we got Book, KD, and Russell Westbrook, who had like 20 points that game. But Book went off. I think he had like 40 or something like that, 30. He had something like that. And the Suns won. But yeah, it was literally just like that. Like you're up 2-0. We can't wait to go to the game. Game 3. They're up 2-0. We don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a good game. This is a real series. And then Kawhi gets hurt after we buy the tickets. And we still go to the game, and it's still fun. But you know how it would have been if Kawhi's there. It just would have meant more. It just would have been more. But yeah, he's just crazy. And then you see Jokic like on the sideline with the clipboard. He could just do it all, man. He's insane. He's over here coaching the team. Like, he's really a horse, which is ironic. He is a horse. He is like a one-man engine. Like, you just gotta, hopefully, we'll see what they can do this year. I wouldn't bet against them. If they went on a run and won the title, I would not be shocked because he's going to be the best player pretty much in every series. But we'll see what happens, and hopefully they could just, I don't know how, but hopefully they can keep adding and improving the team, and hopefully they'll be more dangerous next year. Because I just want to see him win like 1 or 2 more rings just to appreciate the greatness he has. Like, because if he can do that, he's going to be in that top 10. He's going to be up there because he's arguably the best offensive player ever, one of the best centers ever, the most talented, best passing center of all time. Just nasty. Can do it all, man. Doesn't really have a whole, except for the defense, you know. I don't bang on him as much for his defense because it's like they used to do that with Curry, and it was like, oh yeah, Curry's so good at offense. It kind of, and then now Curry's at a point where he's like not necessarily a negative. He's around like the average. And people will say like, yeah, they still hunt. Like, I get that, but Curry's not necessarily like a hole or a negative. Even Kyrie, they're at a point in their career where they give effort. And that's what Jokic gives you, like, most of the time. Sometimes this year is one of his worst, like, defensive years, but he's still such a smart defender. He gets steals. Like, he knows how to play the lanes and poke at the ball and, swipe at it. But that would be his one little hole. He's not the greatest. Most centers are, like, they got the two-way and the rim protection. So he's just different. But in terms of offense, just one of the greatest offense because he's got it all. Rebounding, scoring, off-ball, screening, passing, just everything. So, yeah, he's up there for best offense. He probably is the best offensive and probably is one of the best players I've ever seen. Kobe, LeBron, Steph. He's part of it. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about Luka. A lot of my friends, they're like his favorite. He's like their favorite player. Yeah, but my friends, they freaking love him. They glaze him so bad. Like, he gets glazed. They talk about I glaze. I don't glaze. I give Jokic, that's not my favorite player or nothing. I just have to defend him against y'all for not saying he's the best player on the planet, which he's the best player on the planet. And it's not really close. I would say there's a little gap between him and the next best player. Last year it was Luka. Luka at his peak when he's himself and at his peak is the second best player on the planet. And if he were to reach his maximum absolute peak and lead a team to a title, we could have that conversation. He could be better than Jokic for a certain period of time or whatever. Yeah, but I like Luka. I like him a lot. I love watching him play. He's one of the best, one of my favorite players to watch. His game, I like it. I love watching him play, especially for the Lakers. Like, he's like, with the stuff he can do is fantastic. Dribble, step back. He's huge. He's big. Pace, plays at his own pace. Magnificent passer. It's just like he's kind of got that thing too, where it's like it's not as crazy as Jokic because he doesn't have the efficiency, and the way he passes is a little bit different. And he's more ball dominant. He needs the ball a little bit more, but he still can just like the way he can create shots for himself and his get wide open shots for his teammates it's impressive. So I love watching him play, and my friends, they love him and glaze him. But he's a great player, so it's all good. Me, I would probably rank him probably the third or fourth best player. I like Jokic and Shea right now. Maybe Giannis. Giannis is tearing it up too. But at his peak, he's the second best player, and he has that ceiling in him to be the best player in the world. So I like Luka. And I just want to talk a little bit about his return. He comes back to Dallas, and it's everyone's seen where he was crying and lip quivering and is emotional, and it all makes sense. Like, especially for someone like him, like that was drafted there or started there, and coming from where he's from Euro, and just starting a new chapter of his life, and was there for a long time and was planning on living there and being there for a long, long, long time. Something that's not supposed to happen is trading a player like that. He just blindsided him, like, of course, like, and then he just goes and drops 40 on him, and it just like, it's like, wow, like, Nico Harrison is just like, let's go back to his quote. He goes, some, I probably won't even be here in 10 years or whatever. Like, I don't know if I'll be here in 10 years. Well, what did trading away your 25-year-old franchise superstar building block person who literally just brought you to a finals, what does that do? I'm not going to be here in 10 years. Well, you might have sped that up even further. Because unlike before, no one was on you. No one was like, oh, Nico, he's a bad. They were more like, oh, look what he did last year by adding those pieces and the team going on a finals run. Yeah, you guys lost in the finals, but the Celtics are one of the most talented teams ever. It's okay to lose. A lot of teams, when they play in their first finals, they have rough experiences and performances. So I might not be here in 10 years. Well, now you got people outside of your stadium basically rioting. Fire Nico. Like, what are you doing? You got people in the game, mid-game, they're like, fire Nico. Now you have people in your own stadium yelling to fire you. So I don't really like, it's all BS to me, man. Like, that's just total BS. Like, I don't get it that at all. It's got to be one of the worst moves ever. He's so like, it's just like, ugh. Like, I'd be disgusted with him too. Like, you're going to trade our best player and you're going to come to the game and, like, what? I don't regret, like, you're going to regret it. You're not going to be here in 10 years? Well, now you may not be here. I don't know. They may stick out with you. I don't know. But now you got the whole fan base basically turning on you, and for good reason. And you just look like a dunce. So I don't know the reasonings. I don't know about any conspiracy theories, but that was phony. Like, you don't really do that. And the only way it would even be like a tie or worth it or like redeemable is if y'all won like 2 rings or even win 1 ring. You're not guaranteed that you're even going to win 1 ring. You just made it to the finals. And now your team's a playing team. We don't even know if you're going to get in. And Kyrie's hurt. AD got hurt like the first week, and it just is. And you didn't, everyone know. I don't need to talk about it too much. Like, at this point, people know, like, you didn't get what you could have got. You didn't even get Austin Reeves. You didn't even walk away with Connect. You didn't get enough capital. You didn't get enough picks. You didn't get enough players. You didn't get enough. You failed your organization and your fans. Let's just call it how it is. It is a failure. If in the if world, if you would have just kept Luka and y'all would have never made like another finals or never went on another run, you'd be more accepted by your fans and everyone. And maybe that's not your job to be accepted by the fans or something, but like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We just said most people think he's the second best player in the league. In his prime. He's younger than the best player in the league. He's in his prime. He has plenty way to go. He's just entering his prime. And you see with the Lakers, when I see him, he looks like he's got that thing back. Like, he at least seems motivated. And maybe he wasn't that motivated for y'all, but you got to figure that out. Even unmotivated or un-in shape Luka can drag y'all to the finals. So he looks in shape now. Maybe it's just the LA thing and it's LeBron, but you just don't do that. And you see what happens. He comes to y'all stadium and drops a 40 piece on y'all, and the fans are booing Nico and calling for his job, which makes all the sense in the world. So Nico, you tripping. And shout out Luka. Lakers, they could easily go on a run. A lot of people have them as a top contender. I may have them as a top contender. So you just made the Lakers, you made them better. More people have them as a higher contender before than they would with AD. Most people were just like, they don't have it. And it's weird because, like, at very first I was like, okay, I don't know if this helps them this year. It just made Luka so good paired with LeBron, and LeBron's so good. We got to give LeBron credit for adapting and being able to play with Luka. LeBron's just such a smart basketball player that he's just like, okay, I'm going to learn and I'm going to adapt and I'm going to play off of Luka. And they just mesh together. And he can go from being a ball dominant player to, like, he can play off of him. He can play off the ball. He can cut. He's smart. He's just IQ. He's the glorious king. He's arguably the GOAT. Michael Jordan 1A, LeBron 1B, LeBron 1A, and Jordan 1B. That's what we're talking about here. At age 40. He's 40. Never seen this before. Ever. Only other thing off the top of my head comparable to it is Brady in football. This is just insane. And they trade for Luka. And even though the fit is like, yeah, y'all lost one of the best defensive players and got one of the worst, but it just gave them life. He's so good. They don't have necessarily a defensive big, but they have a lot of size. They're all huge. Their starting lineup besides Austin Reeves, and Austin Reeves is a pretty big guy. He's like 6'5", 6'6", something like that. I don't know his exact height, but he's a taller guard. And he's like the smallest dude in your lineup besides Gabe. All these other guys are like 6'8 plus, 6'7, 6'8, 6'9. Tall, big, strong. So yeah, they're up there. I'm going to give y'all my title list probably coming up right here. So let's just get into it right now. I'm going to my contenders. Let's start from the bottom. First, start with our honorable mention will be the Rockets. Honorable mention. I'm going to take Warriors. I mean, they're my favorite. No bias here. No, they're I'm telling you, they're my favorite basketball team. But it's like, if you could take me serious, I'm not like biasing. I'm not playing no favoritism when it comes to this. How I look at it, like at my job. And I've never, ever, ever, ever done that. That's why I talk about Jokic being up there with Curry, or he could be up there with Curry. And that's why I say LeBron is better than Kobe. Kobe is my favorite player. But if we're doing an all-time list, LeBron is the second best 1B to Jordan's 1A. And Kobe is more like fifth. You could argue he's third, you know. If you say he's third, if you say he's the GOAT, I don't hate it. Like, I'm not going to be like, I just don't really agree. I get where you're coming from. I get that point of view. He's like Jordan but can shoot. Like, I get that standpoint, but when you just tie in everything, you take all that comes into consideration, he's still a top 5 guy to me. I don't agree that he's out the top 10, but anyways, honorable mention, Rockets. I wouldn't be surprised if they won a series or maybe 2, but I would be shocked if they were playing in the finals or something. Or, yeah. Like, if they went to the finals, I'd be shocked. Now, next year, if they add KD or something of that ilk, then we're talking. Then I'm going to start taking them serious. And it's not that I don't take them serious. They're just a little too young and don't have that superstar one offensive creator reliable to go on a finals run. So if they won the series against the Warriors, I wouldn't be surprised. But if they went on, like, to the finals or something, I'd be surprised. I'd be like, wow. So with that, I'm going to go Pacers at 10. I'm not going to give like a huge breakdown on all of this, but I'll give maybe like a slight breakdown. Basically, I like what they got. They've been playing a little bit better defensively lately. I wouldn't be surprised if they won a series or something. Let me check who they play again. But I like Hallie. He's a top guard to me. He's up there. They just got a lot of good, solid players around him. And with Hallie's offensive initiation and playmaking ability, it's deadly, man. And you're going to be on and hope he's on his game and stays healthy. You got Nemhart. You got the role players. They're deep. Like, they got a lot of guys who can play and get buckets. Mathurin. You know, they just got a lot of guys. Give the ball to Spicy P. Let them work, you know. And I think, you know, they're solid. I could see them doing some damage. They're a little young and I don't know. They're just not the sexiest team. They're not, but they do have Hallie, who's a top guy. Like his offensive play style is it's beautiful. Playmaker. He gets everyone involved. He makes players better. Like I wouldn't be surprised. They went on a mini run last year. And I just feel like they may be missing a couple pieces or just a couple more years away from growing and developing. But yeah, they're spicy. They're spicy. Them versus the Bucks. Everyone would have picked the Pacers, but with the way we don't know if Dame's gonna be back. If Dame comes back, I'll give the Bucks a legit shot. Say they take it to 7. But the way Giannis is playing, people are probably picking like Bucks, and I don't hate that. If I'm gonna make a pick right now, I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go Pacers in 7. I'm gonna go Pacers. So I'm gonna pick the Pacers to win that series, but it's not gonna be easy. Giannis is that great. Giannis is the 3rd or 4th best player on the planet right now. Probably 3rd. And if you can get Dame back, then we're talking they might win that thing. But regardless, I'm gonna go Pacers in 7. I just take them more serious because they just have a little bit more deeper team. In that series, the Bucks are gonna have the best player by a good amount. And they, even without Dame, like Giannis is so great, he's able to like elevate others a little bit. And everyone's playing hard and tough. But I just like the overall roster and depth of Pacers. So I'll give them that series. Number 9 spot, we got the New York Knicks. And they don't have the biggest depth. But if they get their starting lineup all good, if they get their top guys good, it's dangerous, man. I mean, Brunson, he's a killer. He's a dog. He got hurt, but he's great. He's great. He can do some damage on you, man. He can kill you. He's a clutch killer. He's a killer, man. And I really like his game. He's just an assassin. Like, that boy's nice. Jalen Anunoby's been playing out of his mind. He's great. Locked down. Can get buckets on you. Looking like a mini Kawhi at some points. We know about him having one of his best years, probably his best year. A little lacking on defense, but you know what you're going to get out of him offensively. Can stretch the floor, one of the best big shooters ever. Just killing it. Brunson, Mikal Bridges. I really like that lineup. Like, I really do. And I expected them to be better. Like, in the beginning of the year, I would say, like, they're, like, a top 3 team easily in the East, top 2. And they just haven't been able to play the Cavs and the Celtics really well. But for some reason, I just have a feeling, like, that they'll give them their best shot in the playoffs. So that's why I got them at 9. I wish I could put them higher, but I feel like this is a good spot. I wouldn't say they're a pushover, really, in any series necessarily, but I don't know, like Pistons, Knicks, picking off the top right now. I don't have Pistons on my contender list. They're probably another honorable mention, but they're like too young. They have some vets on their team, and they're upset radar. They have a chance to win this series, but I'm gonna go Knicks in 6. I'll take Knicks in 6. Just because they're just the better, deeper team right now. And they would still have the best player in the series by like decent margin. Cade's killing it. Cade's going to make All-NBA. I'm going to do my All-NBA. Cade's on there. So is Jalen. And Jalen's just a little bit more experienced in this playoff thing. The Pistons have turned it around with their coach and with the additions they've made. Tobias, Schroeder, Hardaway, etc. And they're a serious team now, but I don't know if they're going to win a playoff series this year. They definitely like turned the trajectory and are on the way up. So they're a young and upcoming team, and I like them, and I love Cade. But I'm going to take Knicks in that series, and they're my 9th contender. Then, I might change this around, but at the time I wrote this, I have the Wolves at 8. The Wolves. And the thing with me is, I like our team, their team, but it's just like we have Ant, right? He has such a crazy offensive load, and he's so good. He's capable of shouldering it and doing it. But to go on like a finals run, he was close to doing it last year, but I feel like he had a little bit more help with Cat rather than Randall. And Randall's been playing some of his best ball, but I don't know, can we rely on Randall to like keep it up and play at his game? It's just sometimes where he can be very frustrating, but when he's on his game, it's pretty good. Like, he's a good playmaker. for like his position and his role. Pretty good playmaker, really good playmaker. When he's physical and taking good shots, that's when he's on his game. If he's not being a clog, but still, even him as your second guy, I don't know. It's just like they're there right now. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they went on a run either. This is a team that could potentially win a championship, but it's just scary because the offense, man. It's always going to come back to that offense. Like, it's really just Ant, and you're praying, putting your hands together for Randall to be on his game. And you're praying that Jay Daniels is going to be on and hitting his shots and aggressive and shooting it with confidence. And you need Nikhil Walker to be good. He's been great. He's had his moments. So we're not really worried about him. But he can't be like he's not going to be your second guy on a championship run. And then Naz Reid on your game, hitting your threes, doing damage, being aggressive, playing tough D, bringing that energy. So, yeah, if everyone's on and if Ant's on his game and he's improved as a playmaker and just be deadly, just be a killer. You know, go all in, put your head down, shoot well, get to your spots, get your baskets, get for others. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Wolves went on a run. But it's just hard for me to see them winning a title with Ant carrying such a big offensive load, which he's capable of doing because he's that great. But in a league that's so deep with talent, and you got LeBron and Luka on the same team, and Shea's killing it with one of these best defensive rosters we've ever seen, and they just can play good together. Like, I believe in them, as you're going to see. Shea's unbelievable, you know. They've won a playoff series, and they're just getting better. They are young, too, but he's getting more experience that I'm going to get into them, but yeah. Wolves at 8, they could be move up, and I wouldn't be surprised if they went on a little run. Wolves versus Lakers. I know Tim's picked Lakers in like 5 games. Give me a second to think. I'm in Minnesota right now, so I could go to a playoff game here, which I might. But I'm actually going to be in Vegas on Friday and LA this weekend. And I wanted to go to a Dodgers game. I wanted to go to the Clippers versus Nuggets. I would have rather went to that low-key. But not would have rather, but that would have been like my choice. Or at least I want that option. I was trying to go to a Dodgers game, the Clippers versus Nuggets, see Jokic, even a Padres game, but none of them are playing. So you might see me at that Lakers game in LA. Probably going to go there. Watch these teams, study them. Maybe do an episode on that or something, analyze it. But I'm gonna pick the Lakers in 6 because Luka, he's just a killer. And even though Wolves have a solid defense and have a couple guys they can throw at him to annoy him, we've seen it before. Like, he's gonna be able to kill, even if they throw in Jay and Daniels on him. He's just going to be able to work that no matter who they throw at him, even Ant a couple times. They have a couple guys they can throw at him and throw him off, but he's always going to be able to take someone off the dribble or get to his spot and create shots for others, which their roster, all the dudes can kind of shoot these threes at a solid, good rate. When he attacks, he's able to get someone an open look pretty much every time. Whether that's Rui, who's been shooting good, who can shoot good, Finney-Smith, 3-and-D, very solid, reliable, AR-15, even LeBron spotting up is pretty, it's not like before. Like, he can hit, he knows how to play off of Luka. He can play off ball. He can do all that. He's just the glorious king. He's the IQ king. He's not no dummy. He can roll off of him and cuts and knock down shots, and they can play good together. You can screen for them other way around. Like, it just comes down to they have more options for offense. I see them getting to their offense a little bit easier. I see them scoring. Even though they have Gobert, like, when you have a defensive player like that can also get exposed, it's like, even though you might think that the Wolves' defense is better, it's just like the Lakers just have more advantages and ways to attack because of Luka and because of LeBron and because of the way their roster's built. And in terms of them guarding the Wolves, like, it's still just going to be, you're going to rely on Ant to carry the load, and, you're going to need your players to hit their shots and be aggressive and help them out here. You're going to need Randall to be efficient and not be a black hole. You're going to need him to be on his game and physical, and the Lakers have a good roster for that. Julius Randle can get down in the post, and he's been good when he's physical, but the Lakers have multiple guys who they can throw at him and muscle up with him. It's going to be hard for him to overpower like a Vando and a Finney Smith consistently. If he can do it, then they're going to be live, and they're going to be live looking for the Wolves might be able to take it home in 6 or 7. But I'm going to go Lakers. They just with Luka being able to attack and create shots and opportunities for other players. I just like that more. I think that's more reliable than playing with LeBron, another guy where when Luka doesn't wants to take a break or take his foot off the gas for a little bit, now we got LeBron who can take this ball and be the leader and initiate the offense. And when Luka has the ball, LeBron can play off him. Same thing with Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves can take advantage and take lead, and he can also play off the ball. For where the Wolves, you need Ant to play like one of the best players in the world, and you need all your other guys to be on their game too, which is possible. But I just have more confidence in Luka and LeBron. And yeah, the Lakers will be higher on this list as well. So Lakers, Wolves, I'm gonna pick Lakers in 6, and then I have in the 7th spot, I have the Nuggets, and all this is matchup based. So I'm not necessarily saying that they would beat the Wolves, but if that were to be a series, I don't know. The Wolves could easily win. They're a bad matchup for the Nuggets, but Jokic is so good. I'll give them a chance. If I had to pick that, it'd be either Wolves or Nuggets in 7, something like that. And it's really just Jokic, and they fired their coach, but it's gave them kind of a boost. I think they're undefeated since that happened. You got Jokic on the sideline with the clipboard. Like, he seems like he is actually into it. Because sometimes he's like, I want to go ride my horse, or yeah, I'm the first guy to do this. Oh, that's good. I don't know what to say, but you can see that he cares. He loves it. You're not that great and don't have a passion and a fire for the game of basketball. You can't be that great and just not have it. As you see what he's coaching with a clipboard on the sideline. Like, he can literally do it all. So, and the Nuggets, they're not a bad team, but it's like because of Jokic. The team they built around Jokic, plus him, and if Murray's on his game, that could be a championship team, as we can see. And if this new coach is going to give them fire and life for this particular run, you wouldn't be shocked if they went on a run just because they're going to have the best player in every series. Now, their defense is sus, and maybe in the offseason they need to make some moves. I just want to see them just get him more help overall, defensively, offensively, whatever. But in terms of like this playoff run, they still could do it because you just need Murray to be on his game. He needs to be aggressive and hitting the shots and healthy and not inconsistent. And if they can play off that and Jokic, and you're going to need Porter and Aaron Gordon to play good and shoot, hit their shots. We know MPJ is going to be able to knock it down. But you need him to play like better than average, better than just like a spot. You want him to be like, you want him to be a little bit more aggressive, do more than just be like a spot up shooter. And you're gonna need Aaron Gordon to hit your threes and play good and hang around the rim and get those easy lobs from Jokic. And they got this dude Pickett or whatever. He looked pretty good. He looked solid. He gave them a boost. So you're just gonna need all these guys to be on their game. You need Jokic. You know Jokic is gonna be there. So just off of that, and it seems that this new coach has at least given them a boost for now. It's Nuggets versus Clips. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go Clippers. Clippers are just a dangerous team. Like, I know it's Kawhi and Harden, but the difference from this team is Kawhi's healthy, and he did it to me a couple years ago where he was healthy to 2 games, and they're up 2-0, and we're going to go to the game, and then the day before the game or the day of the game, oh, I'm hurting, I'm not playing the rest of the series. And that could easily happen again, and if that happens, then they're done, and yeah. But this year, they just have more. They have more. I'm going to get into the Clippers soon, but they just have more counters and things to offset, specifically Harden pulling back because of his game. But if Harden can be on his game now, I think like it's adapted and evolved a little bit more. He's playing his pure point, and he doesn't have to be the main guy if Kawhi's there. So we are relying on Kawhi's health. But other than that, Zoo is playing the best ball of his life. Zoo has evolved and grown into a real player. This is just the best team that they've had, and they just have more depth and more guys. Like, Powell's dangerous. He's a big reason, too. He's an X factor for this team as well. Like, he's another guy who can go for 20, 30. So instead of relying on Kawhi, only Kawhi's health and James Harden, you got Kawhi healthy for now, so you got him, and then you got Harden as a second, third, and a point guard who can pass the ball and get people open and get the ball in the seams to his shooters and to his teammates, make plays for his whole team, get it to Zoo. His connection with Zoo is special. You got Zoo playing the best ball of his life, turning into a real player, all NBA caliber type of player, like one of the best centers in the league, top 5, top 3 center in the league. He's on his game. And you got Powell as like just another guy who they have 3 to 4 guys who can go for 20. So we got Kawhi at any given moment when he's healthy and on his game, can be one of the most deadliest players on the planet. We know him. He's an assassin, strength, lethal shooting, ball handle, power, strength. Just has it all. Harden doing his thing. And we have more team around him to prevent that Harden pullback, you know. He just needs to play his role and give them a few buckets, you know, and make for his team. And there's just more routes now. He doesn't have to necessarily go for 20 or 30 every night. He can give you, his problem would be he would just have these off nights or these horrible games. And now you have a Powell. Now you have Kawhi healthy and a Zoo and just more players off the bench. Bogey coming in there, Chris Dunn to play D and play hard. Batum. Hopefully he can come back and be healthy. I doubt Ben Simmons is going to get much minutes, but this is supposed to be the Nuggets' turn. So, but yeah, for that series, I'm just going to lean Clips. I'm going to go Clips. I think Jokic is still good. I'll say Clips in 7, 6 or 7. Clips in 7. Obviously, it wouldn't shock me if the Nuggets won, but I'm going to go Clippers for now. I'm going to go Clippers in 7, and that's going to suck. Look, that's the thing with the West, man. It's just every playoff series. The Warriors got kind of convenient for the fact that they had a playing game, and they're going to play the second seed, and that's more of a vulnerable team just because, yeah, they're good, no doubt. They're the second seed in a packed West, and we've seen what they did to Golden State the last time they played, but in a 7-game series in the playoffs, it's going to be different. And I'm giving them a chance just because I'm going to give them a chance. I'm going to give them respect. They're a good team, but they're just a couple years or a year away or another superstar offensive playmaker creator away from being a legit team. So yeah, Nuggets, they got the best player in the world and they have a chance and they're getting a boost from their new coach, but I'm ultimately I have them as the 7th best team, and I wouldn't be surprised if they made the finals or won it, and I'd be happy, but I'm going to go Clippers in this series just because it feels weird, but hopefully Kawhi can stay healthy, and let's just see what they could do. And with that, Clippers is my next team. I have them 6th. I have them 1 rank above Nuggets, and they could possibly be higher. I could move them higher maybe. After they beat the Warriors, I was going to put them higher. I was going to put them above Golden State, but I'm going to just keep them here for now. First round against Nuggets, I'll pick them. I was just basically talking about them, so that's why I like them. Ty Lue knows his thing. Been doing this for a while. One of the better coaches. Nice scheme. I talked about the roster. It's just Kawhi's health. If Kawhi's healthy, they're going to be a dangerous team. Because I think Harden's in a better place now, in a better role mindset. He has more. They've just built their roster around to offset him having a bad game, to where he could have it's less likely he's going to have these bad games, and they just have more around it to help him and to elevate him, to offset it, as in Powell and these role players and just other guys who can put up points, and if Kawhi's healthy, and Zoo growing into a better player. So I like them. They could easily be higher. I wouldn't be surprised if they went on a run either. If the Clippers are playing in the Western Conference Finals or in the finals, I would not be shocked if Kawhi stays healthy and if they stay healthy for the most part. But even if like a Powell were to go down, that would worry me. If a Powell, even just him, that might set them back a lot and be the death of them. But I'm going to go Clippers at 6. Golden State at 5. You know, they lost to the Clips in a game that they needed to win, and they had the play-in game, and were dominating at one point. But I think that game gave me some clarity to see, like, okay, I seen Jimmy take over. I needed to see him, like, okay, we always knew about playoff Jimmy, and this is play-in Jimmy, but, like, we just wanted to see him be like a semi-alpha and take over. And that's what he did yesterday. So, and that's what we need him to do for this squad. So, yeah, like, they both went off, and it still got scary at the end. And Ja even got hurt, and started coming back even without Ja. And then Ja had a crucial turnover at the end, but still, like, they kept fighting, man, to the very end. Even when the Golden State was up, basically no leads are safe anymore in the NBA because the teams are just so good for that long period. It's just hard to keep a 20-point lead if you have it in the second or even early in the third. There's just too much time. It's a game of runs. Like, the other team's going to go on a run and can easily get back into it. And that's what happened with Memphis. They came back, even had a lead in the fourth quarter. Bane was killing. But ultimately they got the job done, and we've seen these other guys step up for the Warriors, and they're gonna need that. But us seeing that gives me encouragement, and me seeing Jimmy go off for a 38 piece is like, okay, it's real. This playoff Jimmy stuff is real. We always knew it was, but now he's like, he can be the second guy. Like he said, he can be the Robin to Steph's Batman. That's scary. Yeah, Draymond's Draymond, defensive player of the year, first team all defense. So that's the crazy thing about it too. He can amplify. He's been amplifying the whole team and everybody on both sides of the ball. So, I love him. I love him. And I think this team is dangerous. I think they can go on a run too. It is matchup dependent, but that's how it is with all these teams. It's matchup dependent. So they have one of the best players ever, one of the best point guards ever, still playing like a top 10, top 5 player, Steph Curry, my favorite player ever probably, along with Kobe. And he's just amazing, man. You see him right there. Like, he still can go. What he was doing yesterday was amazing. His going off in the fourth quarter, that play where he ran around the whole court, I was like, wow. Because now that I'm older and I do a couple things on the side and, I play basketball, I still have like crazy conditioning because I've always had good conditioning, but I feel like I never used to get tired in a basketball game, and now I'm finally starting to, like, if I'm carrying a lot of offensive load in a pickup game or something and running back and forth, I can get tired and I'm over here like this, and I need my water after the game and stuff. And to just see him run around and do all that and then catch the ball off the screen and jump up high and shoot and get fouled and won is just unbelievable. Like, I really get how hard that is and just how insane he is. Like, to just be like, he's great. He's greatness. It really is. Every time you watch Steph or LeBron or Jokic, those are the only three I'm going to name for now, but it's the same for like a Luka and stuff. But I'm going to just say those three for now. Whenever you're watching a Steph, LeBron, or Jokic, you're watching greatness, man. These are all-time greats. LeBron is the best player ever, arguably 1A to Jordan 1B, 1B to Jordan 1A. Jokic is arguably the best offensive player ever. Not just center, offensive player. He has an argument to be the best overall offensive player ever. He's that good. All he needs is more titles, and he's going to be in this top 10, top 5. He's already almost a top 10 player. Steph changed the game, revolutionized the game. Arguably the best point guard ever, top 10 player ever, best shooter ever. It's just insane. He's him alone, like Jimmy said. Any team's going to have a chance just by him. And now you added Jimmy, who was not necessarily single-handedly, but as a one. Like, I always thought that was so impressive. Like, I never thought Jimmy would be taking over the East and going to multiple Eastern Conference finals and showing up in the finals multiple times. Like, as the best player on the team, with help from Spoelstra and Bam and others. Hero here and there. Shout out Hero, MIP candidate. But this is just a great fit, like, and seeing him go off offensively yesterday was a very good sign. So me seeing that made me feel comfortable to leave them at 5, in which I have them. And if they went on a title run, I would not be surprised. And I'm rooting for it. Because I want Steph to win another ring. I want Golden State to win another ring. Don't let them win another ring, man. Woo! When Shaq talks about GOAT combo, if he wins another ring, man. And it's possible. Like, that's how much crazy this trade really is. Like, how good we've been since this trade. Before this trade, I knew it. We just had no chance. It was just death. I hated it. I hated it. We just felt like we're wasting Steph's life, Steph's career. Like, it was almost getting to the point where I was seeing, like, Steph's a for life for Golden State. But when they weren't doing anything, it was like, I could see him fucking asking out. Like, he's still a top 10 player in this league. And it just seems lifeless because he knows he has to just put in such a huge task on him every single night to just, to put it simply, there's not a lot of hope. And Jimmy brings hope. It's amplified everybody. It's amplified Steph. It's amplified Pods. Almost everyone but Kuminga, who's even showed flashes with him, but he's not getting these minutes. Steph, Pods, Draymond on defense is just activated him even more. it just amplified everything. And it's great, and I love to see it. And I wish I could have went. I wish I could see them or something, but just to watch them play basketball is gonna be great. And against the Rockets, of course I'm gonna go with the Warriors. Not just because they're a team. I do truly believe it's the Rockets. Everyone knows this about the Rockets. They're a team that people are gonna crap on, which I'm not trying to do. I'm gonna give them their credit. They're a good team, but they're more. I'm not disrespecting them like people disrespected the Thunder, calling them a regular season team. But that's kind of more what the Rockets are. And it's just a tough matchup for them because the Warriors just have the experience, the championship pedigree, and it's not the best matchup for them because they have all these defenders, first team all defense, Amen Thompson, and all these guys, this length, youth. And it's not going to be easy. So I'm going to say Warriors. I'm going to say 7. I'm going to give the Rockets their credit, and I'm going to say Warriors in 7 or 6. Probably 6. But I'm going to just say 7 just because, to give Rockets their credit, because I like them, man. They just, you can see it. You could just by me talking right now, like, if they had Kevin Durant, then it would definitely be Warriors in 7 or Rockets in 7 or 6. Like, this would be it's going to be real serious regardless, but just adding that one extra person who you can count on to truly be a number one, that's what they're missing. They're just missing a true offensive number one reliable guy. They have a couple guys. They have guys who can maybe be it in the future, but just not it right now. So adding that one thing would just do wonders for them. I'm going to go Warriors in 7 or 6. It's not the best matchup, but in a 7-game series, I'm going to put my trust in Steph to do Steph-type things and to get to his shots. You're not going to be able to hack him and hound him every single game. And with playoff Jimmy being playoff Jimmy, being able to handle it, and then with Steve Kerr's offense and Draymond Green's high IQ, we're going to get everyone involved, and they all amplify. Just the way that Steph and Jimmy can amplify all the players on offense and defense is just going to be the key on them going on a run. And I think it's going to be enough to beat the Rockets in 6 or 7, maybe even 5, but let's say 6 or 7. And I got them going to the next round. I'm rooting for them to go on a run, and I think they can. So I got them at 5. Went a little longer on this than I wanted, but I'm going to go Cleveland at 4. I love them. Kenny Atkinson, Coach of the Year candidate. Donovan Mitchell's a dog. Garland's a dog. Love his game. One of the best players to watch. Arguably one of the best ball handlers in the league. Improved so much. He could almost be a most improved player. Matter of fact, I'm going to mention him right now as a most improved player guy because he went from being like a good to like he's legit. You're going to see. But like Garland, like the bro's been watching him since back in the day, so I always knew about him. But he had that thing where just at first it was a rough start for him, and his love for the game, he was questioning it. But now he's in his bag. So I got to give the coach credit for that, and just the overall team. Donovan Mitchell, I'll give him credit for being the leader, big dog of that team, and not necessarily taking a step back, but not stepping in the way of a Garland or Mobley. So, and Mobley, he's one of the best players pretty much in the league. Defenders, Defensive Player of the Year candidate, honorable mention. Could be, if you picked him for Defensive Player of the Year, that's totally, I agree with that. I don't disagree with that necessarily. I lean someone else, but Mobley could easily be Defensive Player of the Year. He's playing the best he's ever had. He's into his game. Ty Jerome off the bench is nasty. 6th Man of the Year and Most Improved Player candidate. He's just coming in his own. So you got to give Kenny Atkinson his credit with just how he's been able to come in and transform this team into a real legit, like, I have them as the fourth best title contender, but they're the 1 seed in the East. And, you could have them higher, but I feel comfortable putting them here as a team who can make a finals. If they made the finals or won the finals, I wouldn't necessarily be shocked. I think it's going to take a lot to beat Boston because Boston is just insane. They just are. Tatum's playing better than last year, so that alone is scary. Jaylen Brown may not be, but if Tatum is playing better than last year and has eliminated some of the bad shooting, he's not shooting the best, but is better than last year. And I'm talking to Celtics in a second, but it's going to be hard to beat Boston. It may take an injury, but Cleveland's so talented and has the pieces that they could do it. Like, they got 3 all NBA players and a MIP 6th Man of the Year candidate in Jerome. So, and DeAndre Hunter. So they're deadly. They're lethal. They could easily be third on this list. But for my third spot, I got the Los Angeles Lakers. And with them, I would say that Cleveland is probably the better team. But having Luka and LeBron, like Luka is technically the best player in that series or out of everybody. And LeBron is LeBron, the glorious king. IQ, he's still when it comes down to it in the playoffs, in a series, or any game, he can be the best player on the planet. He's LeBron James. Like this real. It's not a joke. He's LeBron. He's the same thing. He can amplify other players and get into that mode whenever he feels like it. I just lean them because I think they have a better chance of upsetting an OKC rather than. That's really kind of what it comes down to. If you want to flip them, that's fine. Cavs and Lakers, or put Lakers down, that's fine. I don't disagree with that. But I just slightly have that lean because I just like their top two players. I like Luka. I think they have a better chance to beat the Thunder rather than the Celtics. I mean, the Cavs beating the Celtics, just because people they struggle with the Celtics because the Celtics are just an all-time roster. Too much depth. Derek White is amazing. If Kristaps is hurt, I give Cavs a chance, but I give the Lakers more of a chance to beat the Thunder. I'll still probably pick the Thunder in a series between the two, but yeah, that's really it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of want to put Cavs ahead, but I'll just leave it like this. Lakers, they just something about Luka, man. He's able to create offense and get looks for shooters at a rate that is unstoppable, that only Jokic and a couple other players could do. But yeah, I just lean that, and that two-man game and their offense with Austin Reeves it's scary. And I think they have, with them being experienced and multiple players who have been on runs before, and LeBron's experience and championship pedigree, I just give them a slight edge over a Cavs team. But the Cavs are great. I could see all these teams in the finals. I could see Cavs and Lakers in the finals. But the more likely outcome would be, so Lakers at 3, Cavs at 4. I have OKC as my second best team. So I wanted them to put them first, but I can't put them over Boston just because Boston has went over that hump. And although I do respect or expect maybe them not to repeat, maybe a new Eastern Conference champion, maybe the Cavs, it's still the most likely that the Celtics win the East. And in a theoretical playoff series between Celtics and Thunder, I don't know. I'm just going to give the Celtics that. So I could totally see the Thunder winning the West and the title. So they could be one. I'm kind of semi-picking them, kind of, because I have the ultimate faith in Shea and this team and that coach. I just think they're so good. Shea's so good that they're so good that they're going to defy that they're so young and that they've never done it before, never went on a playoff run. If they did go on the finals, it'd be their first finals. So basically, I'm going OKC 2 and Boston 1 because Boston, they just have the experience. They've done it before. They're a legit team. They're dangerous, one of the best rosters ever. Tatum Brown, Derek White, nasty. Pritchard, 6th man of the year, coming off the bench. Horford, old man, still balling. If Kristaps is hungry, they'll probably win the title. If Kristaps is hurt, that opens the door for maybe a Cleveland or a OKC to win it. But OKC could totally win it. So I would give Boston number 1 with OKC the second best chance to win. And the reason why I have OKC the second best is just I respect Shea and I believe in Shea. He's having one of the best offensive seasons ever. He's not a negative. He's basically a plus on defense, positive defender, and that defense is historical. And I just like what they can do. He's like an unstoppable player too, where in any matchup, any series, I don't see anyone slowing him down. I think he's going to be able. I don't buy the free throw merchant stuff. That's bullcrap. That's stupid. He doesn't necessarily need to rely on that. He can ball. He has a beautiful mid-range game. He's an improved three-point shooter. So he doesn't. The reason why he's a free throw merchant is because nobody can stop him. When he puts his head down and he goes to the rim, he's gonna get there, and it's a foul. People foul him. Now, may it be a little bit different in playoffs? Yeah, but he was good last year in that Mavs series. It was just a lack of help around him. And now they just got Caruso, and all these guys are a year older and better with more progression. So it's really just comes down to J-Dub and Chet being healthy and aggressive. Like, J-Dub needs to be on his game, and he's been better this year. He's very, very good. So with that historical defense and with Shea playing on his game, I think he's playoff proof. I think no matter what, he's going to be able to get to his shot. He's going to be able to get to a good midi, step back, three, mid-range, fade, post, get to the rim, get to the line. He's got it all, man. And when they collapse on him and give him trouble, he can create for others. And his team is solid. Like they have good. I like J-Dub. I love Chet. Love J-Dub. Love Caruso. They just got a lot of guys. They're deep. Kason Wallace, Andrew Wiggins is or not Andrew. Aaron Wiggins is sometimes he looks like that guy. So they just got a lot of options. So they're my number 2. I kind of probably would take them. I would say they're like kind of my pick to win the finals, but I could easily see a Denver or a Lakers or a Warriors as well. And the only 2 teams I could see in the East are Boston and Cavs. So it's probably going to be a Thunder, Boston, Thunder, Cavs, Lakers, Boston, Lakers, Cavs, something like that. Either Thunder, Warriors, Lakers, or Nuggets in the West. Most likely, maybe Clippers. And in the East, probably Cavs or Celtics. So that was my top 10. Celtics 1, Thunder 2, Lakers 3, Cleveland 4, Golden State 5, 6 Clips, 7 Nuggets, 8 Wolves, 9 Knicks, 10 Pacers. Honorable mention Rockets, Knicks, maybe other teams. Maybe I'll mention another team later. But that would be my top titles contenders. I didn't mean to go that long, but whatever. First and 23. Rock with me. And I'm not done with this episode yet. I'm going to keep going. Quick NBA awards. Let's get into them. I'm going to try and make this a little bit quicker, but start with the MVP. I'm going to lean Shea. I think Jokic is the best player on the planet with a gap, but the reason I'm going to just lean Shea is because I respect him. I respect his game. I respect what he's doing. He's had one of the greatest offensive seasons ever. He's an unbelievable scoring. People say when we look back in 20 years or whatever that it'll be like hard to like Jokic didn't win it, but we know Jokic is great. And we just have to give Shea his props for what he's doing and what he's done with this team. Like, it's going to, that's not going to necessarily be, but I'll be like, oh, no, I remember what Shea did that season. He had one of the best seasons ever offensively that year as a plus defender. Better two-way player than Jokic that year. Led a young, they're all, if it weren't for Shea, it wasn't that too long ago. The Thunder were basically a tanking team. And Chris Paul comes in there after Westbrook leaves, and he's so good that he's got them fighting for a playoff spot. But other than that, they're really a tanking team besides Chris Paul coming in and being a leader with the young guys. And they had young talent, but it's hard to just be a winning franchise when you're so young. And still, most of these guys are young and babies and haven't had that much experience in the playoffs and stuff. But they've had a couple years. They had their playoff little run, not a run, but playoff experience last year. So just another year of experience, another season where they were deadly, number 1 team. Shea's better than ever. J-Dub's better. Chet, just stay healthy and be there. Sky's the limit. Kason Wallace, Lou Dort locking shit up. A historic defense. Caruso locking stuff up. Aaron Wiggins, any moment, can look like a guy. I just like Shea. They almost reached 70 wins. He's been a plus defensively. Having one of the best seasons ever offensively. Efficient, deadly, a master. He's kind of he's not underrated, but he's just he gets overlooked because Jokic is having such a good season. So I think Jokic is the best player on the planet in a slight gap. And I wouldn't be mad if you picked him as your MVP. I'm going to just go Shea, MVP, and Jokic will be my co-MVP. I'll make the award for him. If I was doing it, I would give Shea the MVP, and I'm just going to give Jokic the co-MVP and mention him and honor his greatness. But regardless, Jokic has won plenty of MVPs. He probably should have won it the year Embiid won it. He still has a chance to win it this year. He could win a title this year. He's going to go as an all-time great. He's still got plenty of time to go. I want to see him with some better, more dangerous teams. I want to see him in another finals. I want to see him win another ring. He's so good. He's going to be in the MVP race plenty of years. Maybe even every year. Every other year, plenty of years, he'll be in the MVP discussion again. Trust me. So if you want to pick him for your MVP, that's fine. I'm going to go Shea because I'm going to respect and give him props for leading this young and unexperienced team with a bunch of young guys to a dominant number 1 seed in the West and being the leader on offense for an all-time team and being a part of all-time defense, swarming, nasty, hell of a bitch defense to play. And they're gonna give team problems. And they're so good, and he's so good that you got this West with the Clips with Kawhi, Harden, Powell, Zoo, and you got a Lakers team with Luka and LeBron, and a pretty good, solid supporting cast, but no significant big. And you got a Warriors with Steph Curry playing out of his mind, and Jimmy Butler coming into form, playoff Jimmy, and Dre and Kerr and Pods and Post playing good, and all these guys, and Moody balling. And you got you got a Nuggets. You got all these teams in the West. And I'm still putting OKC second or first in my title contenders just because he's that good. And he's the leader. He's the reason. He's done that job of, I agree with Nursesh, of doing the ceiling raising. To whereas Jokic took a team that wouldn't be that good or would be bad and made them good. Shea's taking a team who would be solid and making them all-time great. Number one seed in the West, and just being a part of that all-time defense and being the offensive leader of this dominant team. So he's took them to being from being a solid team that would be solid without him. Like you take Jokic off the Nuggets, they would be a bud or whatever. And if you take the Shea off the Thunder, they maybe wouldn't be as bad. But he's taken them from solid to legit contender all-time team. Yeah, they have an all-time defense, but he's a part of that. And he's the main orchestrator on offense. So I lean Shea for my MVP. Co-MVP Jokic. You want to give it to Jokic, don't have a problem with that. Jokic is the best player on the planet, and it's with a gap. So, but I'm going to give Shea his props. I love him. He's my second best player in the world, and he's the leader on offense and a part of an all-time defense for that team, who is the number one seed. So, because of the winning, if the Nuggets were like maybe closer, second, third, then, and I still, if you want to give it to him, I don't mind, but I'm just going to lean Shea. Jokic, co-MVP. Defensive player of the year, I'm going to go Draymond Green. Honorable mention, Lou Dort, Dyson Daniels, Evan Mobley, Jaren Jackson. Draymond has just been rounding into form, and with the help of Jimmy, he's just giving him a boost, and it's helping him out, and he's just so... We've never seen it before for like an undersized guy to be that good of a enforcer and strength and power and just enforcer and a bully, switchable, can give almost any player problems, can give bigs problems by just banging with them and being strong and physical and tough and smart. He knows where to be at the right time on defense, and he's a pest, man. And he's a bully. He's like kind of like a modern Rodman with a little bit more, like he has the IQ and he has the strength and power and leadership, and he has a little bit more offensive finesse as a playmaker and can take the ball up and down the floor. I just lean Draymond. He's the favorite. I'm not necessarily homering. That, I'm just going to go with Draymond. I like what he's been doing. I like the boost that Jimmy's given him. I think he deserves it. The no-brainer would be Wemby, but he got hurt. And now that the Warriors have something to fight for and play for, it's brought out all of Draymond again, and he's back on his thing. Badass, tough, not going to push me over. He's just a strong presence and that the Warriors need and have always needed, and a crucial part of the dynasty that people disrespect him. Like I said this the other day, I'm known as like a Westbrook hater or whatever, but I think I'm more of a Westbrook truther. I'm not going to hate on the guy. I'm not going to do that right now. But I think I'm more realistic and truthful on Westbrook, and people say I hate on him, but I think Draymond is actually, I think it's like all the way around. I think Draymond's the one who's hated on and underappreciated by more casual fans because he's not a sexy offensive player, and he's Draymond. He's easy to hate on. He's a defensive guy, and he's bullying and bitching at people, and he's not the most skilled or talented offensive player. But he's a rock, man. He's a rock. He's a defensive captain of a dynasty. Draymond's my defensive player of the year. Honorable mention, Mobley, DD, and Dort. Most improved player, I went Dyson Daniels. After the trade, coming over to Atlanta, he's just been a defensive menace, leads the league in like deflections. He's just so smart defensively and knows how to move and he just knows how to play defense and knows how to kind of make you play into his hand, have you lean in a certain way, have you going a certain way, have you doing certain things to play in his way, poking the ball and always being pesky, always just being there, always having his hand in your pocket and just being a real bitch to play. Like, he knows what he's doing. Like, it's kind of like Drew, you know? Like, he's like a young Drew kind of in a way, like in his prime. Like, he knows where to be too. He knows has you play his game on defense. He's always looking for a chance to, every time, he's always following you, following what you're doing, following your hip, following your eyes, following your hands, deflecting passes, getting in the way, getting steals. So that's who I went. And he just went from kind of like a regular guy to just like a serious first team all defense candidate, serious player for Atlanta, where he can be a really impactful defender that can help you win games and also be not a negative on offense and give you some spark here and give you some buckets. And that combined just helped me give it to him for MIP, because he went from just like kind of a guy to, he is a guy. He is a very important piece for this team and arguably one of the best defenders in the league, while being not a negative on offense. So he turned himself into, just some guy off the bench or just a dude to, okay, a real dude, like a real guy. And yeah, he just emerged into a defensive powerhouse for Atlanta, who led the league in steals and deflections. So he's a menace on D for a guard. Can just give the top guards, which is important. He's a guy you feel confident, like, go guard their best guy, and he's going to give them hell. He's going to do his best he can to throw them off their game. So I picked him for my most improved player because he's not going to be my defensive player of the year. So I gave him that too. And an honorable mention would be AR-15, who's already good, but just blossomed into. And Cade, I'm not going to mention Cade because I just think he's too good. Number one pick. I just think he's too good. I'm just not going to mention him. So Cade's an all NBA guy, so he doesn't need this award. So Dyson Daniel, AR-15, Big Zoo, becoming to a real guy, to where before he's Big Zoo, he's a good player, but now he's like top 5 center, top 3 center. Tyler Hero, kind of the same type of thing. Like, he's always been good, but just came into his own as like, could be a leader for the team and just improved everywhere. Deadly shooter, better with the ball in his hands, getting to the rim, middies, playmaking, just elevated his game into what I knew he could be. I was a fan of him growing up. Bro put me on, and he just did his thing, and he's coming to his own. So Dyson Daniels, my MIP. Honorable mention, AR-15, Big Zoo, Tyler Hero, and Ty Jerome. Rookie of the year, I'm going to go Castle. I'm not going to go too deep in this. Just the fact that when he got in and got his burn, he got the minutes in and had a couple games where he was going for 20 and 30. And it just seemed like he was comfortable, and he kind of got into it like very smoothly. And, he just played, like, he got a lot of minutes for them. And there was games where he was consistently putting up points. Maybe not the most efficient, but he just got a lot of work in as a passer, a bigger guard, athletic, high energy, two ways, both ways. Any given moment could put 30 on you as a rookie. Maybe not the most efficient, but got the most burn, gave you value, gave you buckets, gave you points, gave you heart, playmaking, two-way, energy. He's going to be a problem. Castle Rookie of the Year. Coach of the Year, I won Udoka, taking a team that was hovering around 10th on the bottom, and with a roster of a bunch of young guys, just elevating them and got them to play serious and to believe in him and in themselves, and took them and led them to a number 2 seed. Like, that alone is a great feat in a West that's just packed and so deep and is just like a freaking hellhole, like a freaking gladiator arena, like with a bunch of teams who are just bloodthirsty and dangerous. A gauntlet. Helped them and led them and coasted them and provided them and gave them the faith, and just to have them be the second seed all year is just impressive. So I gave it to him. Honorable mention, Kenny Atkinson, JV Bickerstaff. Kenny Atkinson transforming Cavs into a good team, into a real legit team that could maybe take down Boston, and getting the most out of Garland and Mobley. So he's right there. You could give it to him. Being that extra piece that just helped elevate and get the most out of the guys that we knew had insane potential. Making Mobley one of those guys, and getting Garland, having Donovan Mitchell be able to mesh, and having all these guys playing great, clicking together, meshing together, getting the most out of them. Ty Jerome becoming a guy who was struggling to get minutes and now is a serious, efficient, deadly floater guy off the bench who's scary. And then JB, just with the additions and help of the roster, taking a team that was at the bottom and getting the most out of Cade, helping him, riding along with him as he grows into a top guard and helping lead a team to the playoffs. That was one of the worst teams in the NBA last year. Sixth man of the year, I went Peyton Pritchard, the easy pick. Honorable mention, Ty Jerome, a couple other guys, but I went Peyton Pritchard because he's just very solid off the bench, capable of being a starter somewhere, but he just comes out the bench for Boston, is nasty shooter, real good ball handle. For a smaller guard, is really good at driving and using his body and strength to get buckets and get where he wants. Peyton Pritchard, 6 man. Honorable mention, Malik Beasley, a key piece for the Pistons to where they need him to be a scorer and to make shots and provide threes. So I like Malik Beasley. He's an honorable mention, and Ty Jerome. Rookie team, I went Castle, Risache, Khalil Ware, Castle, Risache, Khalil Ware, Matas Buzelis, and Zach Edey. This wasn't the best rookie class, but it's like they're intriguing and feisty. So like, although it wasn't the best like with top end talent, there's a lot of guys who are playing good and solid and feisty. So that would be my rookie team: Castle, Risache, Ware, Matas, Edey. Second honorable mentions are Jalen Wells, Sarr, and Klingon, and a couple other guys. Carrington, whoever I'm forgetting. But that's my all-rookie squad. And here we go with the NBA first team. First team, all-NBA. I got Shea, SGA, Alexander, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Boom. Jason, these are pretty much locks. Shea, Tatum, Giannis, and Jokic. Those are pretty much locks. So that team would be nasty. And then I went with, it was between Curry, Braun, Mitchell, and AE, and I went with Anthony Edwards. Just his ability to shoot at this level that we didn't know if he would or could, and him being a deadly shooter, and when he's able to all tie it in, it's going to be nasty, but he's already just offensive leader, deadly killer, can do it all. Just needs to improve his playmaking, improve all parts of his game even more as a youngin in this league. But I gave it to him with his ability to score and just lead this Wolves offense and lead a team in a playoff run. And just, I gave it to Ant. I like him and I respect him and I respect what he's doing. So I think that lineup's nasty. Could have easily went Steph, but I went with AE for his offensive ability and defense and his mindset and his drive and his ability to go off and be nuclear at any moment. So I went All-NBA second team. I got Steph, Cade, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron, and Mobley. Steph Curry, Cade Cunningham, improved big time, put his foot in the door this year. Donovan Mitchell, a walking bucket. LeBron James, glorious king. I said, bro, why you keep balling? Yeah, man, I want to go back to 2015 in the finals and then watch LeBron again. He gonna slaughter it. All-NBA second team: Steph, Chef Curry, Cade Cunningham, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, and Evan Mobley, who's coming to his own and is improved and is a nasty all-NBA defender caliber player with improved offensive game. He's only getting better and better. That'd be my second team. And third team, I'm going to go Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton. What the hell? Was it Halliburton? Was it LeBron James? Jalen Brunson, what the Halliburton? Darius Garland, killer, one of the best ball handlers in the league. He's coming to form. He's found the love of the game back. He's reaching his potential. Nasty guard. JJJ and Cat. So I like my all-NBA teams. Shea, AE, Jason Tatum, Giannis, Jokic. Second team, Steph, Cade, D. Mitch, LeBron, and Mobley. Third, Brunson, Hallie, Garland, JJ, and Cat. I'm rocking with that. Now let's go to this all-defensive team. My all-defensive team, I really like it. I think I have one of the best ones. I went Amen Thompson, up-and-coming rising superstar, athletic freak, one of the best athletes in the league. Watch out. Just needs to get a shot down, and he's going to be nasty. Amen Thompson, first-team all-defense. Amen, Bryson Daniels, Evan Mobley, Draymond Green, and Lou Dort. That's nasty, boy. You got a man he's a big guard, a freaky athlete, so he's able to do his thing. You can put him on dang near whoever. I got Didi out there locking stuff up, being a menace, being a pest, being a bitch to play, always in your pocket, playing all the lanes, getting deflections, getting steals, baiting you into doing what he wants. just being a defensive mastermind. A man, a physical, talented freak who can just cause hell and just be a bitch to play with because he's just so freaking freaky naturally and talented that he can just always be in your hip and always be around to contest you or to throw you off your lane. The torture chamber, strong, solid moves, is going to be a bitch on your hip. Always there, always ready. Strong wall, active hands, and Dre. Defensive captain. I really like that. Could easily throw in like a Bam or a JJJ. So those would be the guys who I would put in. But I just put them on my second team, which is J-Dub, J. Williams, Triple J, Gobert, Zoo, and Bam, which is more big. We got like 4 bigs pretty much. So maybe you switch out Dort and put in Triple J. Yeah, you could do that. You could switch out Amen or Dort and put in Triple J. But I went Amen, Dyson Daniels, Evan Mobley, Draymond Green, and Lou Dort for my first team. And for my second team, I went J-Dub, Triple J, Rudy Gobert, Zuzu, Big Zoo, and Bam. And those are my awards, my contenders, and some of my picks. I'm going to wrap it up for now. Please watch and give me a listen and drop some questions, drop any reactions, anything you wanted me to ask, anything that you got a take on or a problem with. Message me, DM me, First and 23, all plats. Leave a comment, get at me, get in touch. Make sure you share my profile and subscribe to my channel and follow my Apple Podcast, First and 23. Get on my TikTok, First and 23. Follow, react with me, share me. Subscribe to my YouTube, First and 23. Share me. And appreciate everyone, man. Appreciate y'all. Please give me a shot. Give me a listen. Share me. Show me to friends. Interact with me. Ask any questions, thoughts. Leave them, man. And I hope everyone has a good day. Go Steph, go Warriors, and love, man. Y'all take it easy. First and 23 out. Give me a share. See you guys later.